Welcome back. It's the Rundown. Today is April 17th, Monday. Today's Rundown is presented by High Noon. High Noon is our absolutely beloved hard seltzer made with both vodka and tequila, two separate types now, real juice and sparkling water. It's actually made with vodka and not with malt like other hard seltzers. They have big cans now, 700 milliliters.
Wow.
Each, and pineapple available. Only 100 calories, gluten-free, and no sugar added. And you can look for them on Drizly or at your local convenience or liquor store, or visit highnoonspirits.com to find it near you. The peach is my favorite. Look for that. Thank you to High Noon. All right, let's get into it. The NBA playoffs are underway. Last night, bit of a viral moment. Russell Westbrook in a highly contested Suns-Clippers game at halftime emerged from the locker room into, I guess, what was kind of like this fan lounge that players can apparently cut through to get back to the court, and got into a verbal altercation with a father whose son was inhaling a steak without any utensils, saying, "Watch your mouth, you motherfucker." Tommy, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever I love athlete-fan altercations, but I think they always both come off as losers. Like, if you're heckling a professional athlete at a game, you're probably a loser. But also, if you get that sensitive and defensive about it to the point where you're going into a fan lounge, you also come off as kind of soft. Russell Westbrook, if this keeps happening to, I feel like the more he reacts like this, the more it's going to happen. It's like classic bully mindset.
This year, the last year has been shit on Westbrook. I feel bad for him. He was having a bad game. I think he was even having a piss poor game. But they did end up winning. Yeah. I think he had the play to win the game.
Yeah, he was pretty amazing down the stretch. In the end.
In the end, yeah. Probably because he was pissed off. He might do this intentionally to play better.
That's a good point.
But why have the locker room? Why would you have to walk through somewhere like that's public?
I don't know. Here's this cool clip they have of when the Suns were coming out and how it's kind of supposed to work, I guess.
Tommy's dad had a son that came out. Only child Tommy.
About to say my brother, but no.
Yeah, but this is Devin Booker, and this is what, I guess, how it's supposed to work. And I thought this was really cool. Maybe he's related to these people. Because
he's also not in uniform.
Well, he's in his shoot-around stuff. He's about to go out.
Yeah, he has to know these people personally.
I thought that was just like, the way it was phrased was...
That was way too friendly of a hug to a complete stranger.
I agree.
Oh, that looks awesome.
But they said that normally the fans like to be this close to people, and it's very interactive and kind of cool. I don't know. It does seem, like you're opening yourself up. If you have the away team, be able to go through a home fan section.
I'm almost surprised that hasn't happened already.
Yeah.
The Suns playoff games lead to viral moments. A couple years ago, we had the crazy fight in the stands. Remember Suns kid? Suns and four guy? Or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Was
that last year?
2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that, to your point, Tommy, you said that both sides look like losers. Sometimes you can tell when a fan has said something to a basketball player, especially, that he shouldn't have said.
Like what?
Well, I remember, I feel like Steph once got really mad at a fan as he was walking out. Chris Paul as well has done it, where you're like, I feel like that fan said something racist, and they turned on him, and I actually kind of like that. I'm saying from the athlete's perspective, that they're like, we let everything roll off us, or most of it, other than Russell Westbrook, and then if you say something that we're gonna.
I don't think this guy said something racist. I mean, maybe. But
I don't know.
A good rule of thumb is to not make fun of somebody that could beat your ass so easily.
But that's why.
Isn't that right, my friend and bitch?
Me, yeah, no. I try to avoid confrontation all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said I would rather have people talk bad about me behind my back than to my face. Because if someone talks bad to your face, you have to pretend like you're defending yourself.
Have either of you had any sort of thing where you made fun of or said something mean to somebody, like an athlete or a actor, and they showed up in the office?
No.
No?
No.
I don't think so.
Have you?
Are you saying this because you know that we have?
No, I'm curious because I know you know, there has been some some beefs. You know, Jerry getting into it this week with that MMA fighter.
Yep.
And I know he's a friend of Barstool. I know Kyle and Jacob Sartorius. I don't know if he's ever been in the office.
Come in here and kick Kyle's
Sass and maybe Bryce Hall. So I just don't know if it's ever happened to you guys.
No, I mean, I do feel like we as a company seem to go at UFC fighters a little too much. I feel like both Robbie and Jack Mack, maybe Big Ev, have also had some beefs with UFC fighters. I feel like that's one community we should stop picking fights with.
Those are the guys that professionally fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. They take everything personally.
Yeah, that's why they're
Isn't that
fighters.
interesting?
Yeah.
It's like that's why they became professional fighters, was because they couldn't let anything go.
Roll off their
forced
back.
to practice.
They were actually fighting, and they were just like, damn, I'm good at this.
Might as well make some money off of it.
I'm physically incapable of not rising to fisticuffs. I might as well make money if I'm going to be this way. Yeah. All right.
They're going to get mad at you for that.
Well, they may do, in which case I'll apologize profusely.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I know my place. All right. The Lakers went on to beat the Grizzlies in Game 1. That was an interesting game because Ja Morant got injured. We had a lot of injuries last night.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero broke his hand. Ugh.
Diving for the ball.
Ugh. I don't like that. I don't like that. Broken hand, the way he was holding it. He had to shoot a 3 because he's still on the floor.
Oh,
and someone passed him the ball because he was open, and he was like doubled over in pain. And just to have to shoot a 3 with a broken hand.
Did he hit it?
No. I think he airballed it or something. It looks like it went in, but it didn't.
I think I'd be pretty happy to get a little injury in a playoff game. It would seem like a lot of pressure.
Dude.
And then I don't have to play anymore, and everybody could be like, oh my God, we miss Tommy, we need him.
And like the Heat are not favorites by any means to win it all. So like at least fans can cope like, oh, if we had Tyler out there.
Right. I mean, they did win Game 1 though. So.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had Kevin Love on the team. I'm not a big basketball guy.
I did not know
forgot
that
they had
either.
Kevin Love.
I didn't completely forget it. I did not know it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got traded like a month ago, maybe a little more. Okay. So yeah, lots of injuries in the NBA playoffs. Obviously, Giannis hurt his lower back, but that feels like he might be back.
It said it was a back contusion out just this game, but I don't know.
Isn't a contusion just like a black and blue?
It's a bruise. Yeah. Okay.
Pussy.
Yeah, we're all
as
thinking
the hockey players would call it, a lower back or a lower body injury.
They wouldn't even call it an injury. They would just play through it. They're hockey tough.
Would it be upper?
No, anything I thought above.
Yeah, so back injury would be upper
body.
No, it'd be mid body.
If it's the lower back, I mean, I feel as though.
I looked at the waist as the cutoff, but.
Okay. Well, that's fine, Tommy.
You can't get this type of debate anywhere else.
None of that really matters.
So things got a little heated there.
Yeah, guys, let's just take it down a notch.
This was going well.
I don't want anyone swinging.
All right, moving on. Jalen Hurts has signed a gigantic extension, or I guess a new contract, rather, becoming the highest paid player in NFL history. A record-breaking 5-year, $255 million contract extension that includes $179 million in guarantees and a no-trade clause. Nick, thoughts on Bang Bang Bird Gang?
Yeah, he's great. He's well-deserved. He's young. He's exciting. This is good. But I'm so sick of like highest paid in history being a thing, because that's a headline every single year when somebody else gets paid. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
This is just how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool for him. I think when you think of it, like when he got nationally embarrassed, when he got like benched at the halftime of that Georgia national championship game, to think 5 years later, whatever it is, he'd become the highest paid player in NFL history. Quite a story.
Very much having, I would say, probably a better career at this moment than Tua, for whom he was benched.
Lamar Jackson got to be down bad.
Yeah, I guess.
He could, if he just had an agent, this would have been him.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well said. Okay, well that was fun.
Thank you. Hey,
talking about
good
Jalen
topic all
Hurts.
around there.
No, another player just signed a pretty big deal without an agent. Do we know who that was?
No, we don't know anything about sports. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, this is fine.
Netflix botched Love is Blind reunion live stream. I'm told they crashed the whole thing. Resident Love is Blind expert Stephen Che is here to offer his thoughts. Stephen, what are we looking at?
I mean, it's horrendous. It was Netflix's second ever live stream. They did a Chris Rock special that was live. This was supposed to be at 8 o'clock Eastern last night. About 5 minutes, after 8, they tweeted out, "Love is late" or something like that. It'll be about 15 minutes late. Okay, that's reasonable. And they put out an announcement. We get it, 15 minutes. An hour and a half goes by. This thing doesn't air till 9:30, and a lot of people weren't able to get in. So what happened, Fran actually did some great sleuthing, and there was someone in the audience. It was like a live thing, so there were people in the audience from previous seasons who was doing an Instagram live, and during that person's live, they announced that the show would not be live for the world and would just be broadcast and then released today, Monday. But basically at the same time, Netflix announced, like, I think it was 9:29 they tweeted it, "Hey, this isn't going to be live as scheduled. We're sorry. It'll be out tomorrow. Sorry for everyone that stayed up." If you go into Netflix and don't click on the live button and just go into the episode and fast forward, you can actually see the feed. So a bunch of people just did that and were able to watch it an hour and a half late. It was an underwhelming reunion. I mean, there were some people that you wanted to see. You wanted to see Irina. You wanted to get some answers on Jackie. Who didn't show up.
Can I just pause you? All of that was really confusing.
I am so confused.
I'm sorry.
I think that was just a long explanation.
They were an hour and a half late, and then you had to hack to get in.
So Netflix, they should have the capabilities to go live. They're
Correct.
Chris Rock went off without a hitch, did it not? Was there any?
Not that I've heard of.
So is that the big? There was no controversy in the show itself. It's just that it was late.
I mean, the show sucked. It was a reunion show. The reunions, they released it in bunches. It had a lot of steam and momentum. And then going to Sunday's show, I feel like myself, KB, everyone that watched it, was just like, why the fuck did we, like, this was such a waste.
You're a huge Love is Blind guy.
You're also just huge. I'm really liking your body right now.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's getting beefy, beef
The
cake.
botched Love is Blind reunion?
Beef cake-a-rooney.
Oh, yeah, it was pathetic. It was just embarrassing. The whole system is flawed. It's corny. Everyone will get divorced. Maybe one familial homicide. They're all
Why are
pathetic.
you guys so into
Why
this?
are you so into
It's so ridiculous of a concept for people to fall in love without seeing each other and then be forced into marriage 20 days later.
So wait,
that it's
The end game is marriage. But they're
they're forced to go to a wedding and say yes or no, and a lot of them say yes even though they shouldn't for the cameras. It's insane. It sucks.
But hold on, KB.
So what do they judge a person off if you can't see them?
Right. How do you know if you want to
Yeah.
marry them if you can't
Right.
see if they're
They
ugly or
have
fat?
like
Right.
a bunch of dates in these pods where they can't see each other.
Yeah, so
The
how would you
premise
ever
is
know
that
what they're
you're
like?
You're supposed to judge people not based on their looks, but on their
I
personality.
want Tommy to start Love is Deaf, and he just can't talk to them.
Yeah,
He just judges
stare at
based
them?
off their.
That's pretty
their
much how.
shit.
That's pretty much how I do it anyway.
It's a great show. It's very polarizing. It started in COVID, and when people like weren't being around each other, and then you had them separated in pods, getting to know each other, and then you kind of do root for some characters where you're like, wow, these two are a good match. It's obviously a lot of editing and stuff like that.
So do they have like a bunch of uggos on? Like, is it like half hats,
Yeah,
half hots, half uggos?
do they try to pair the regulars with like?
Like the most like hated person this season was pretty conventionally ugly.
Really?
The girl who denied the guy because she didn't like the way he looked?
Yes.
She was ugly? Or he was ugly?
Irina, no. No, I wouldn't
She
say
was
she was
ugly.
She certainly had flaws.
Let's pull up this uggo.
This was if I'm being fair, like the least attractive cast. It's still, I mean, they're
Irina?
decent looking, but
Interesting.
it's TV, so.
I'm fascinated to hear that you stuck with the show all the way through the whole season, and then as a result of last night's botched finale, you became disenchanted with it.
We might be out on the whole franchise.
You're out on the whole franchise?
Maybe.
As a result
It
of
was
last
that
night?
bad.
The appeal of the show for me is that everyone is so unlikable that it's fun to watch the disaster unfold. And the end goal was to see the reunion and see like these horrible people get put in their place, humbled, and like justice. And it just didn't happen.
So she's the one that said
She
somebody
got
was too
humbled,
ugly?
but she got humbled worse from the comments on the internet throughout the weeks.
Well,
Like,
Tommy, would you?
I'd have to get to know her personality.
I also made predictions. I think I made like 7 or 8 predictions while the show was in pause, and almost all of them correct. So very
Wow.
very predictable.
If only you could maintain that level of accuracy with your gambling picks.
Fair.
Gonna have to sell that coat.
Oh yeah, Che banked on getting 100 wins this NBA season, and you had merch printed out.
I did.
And it had. What did the? Do you have it over at your desk?
No, I took it home.
How many wins did you end up getting?
98. I have 100 now, but it's
You can count the playoffs.
That was a real Dewey defeats Truman moment.
next season.
Yeah.
Motivation.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your in-depth analysis of that. And
How do you even?
just a quick moment here to give a shout out to our dear friends over at Rowback. Guys, Rowback active wear is absolutely the right stuff to wear in this lovely springtime season when you got 60 to 75 degree days. You're not really wanting to wear a heavy winter coat, but it's nice to wear something to keep your arms warm. Tommy gets really cold arms, I bet. You're covered in goosebumps all the time. Yeah.
I'm just an emotional man. I get the chills.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those Rowback quarter zips, my goodness, doesn't get any better. And they have the best fit, best feel. It's absolutely incredible. Performance hoodies are incredible. They're that nice sort of athletic, lean look that makes people like who don't have athletic bodies look athletic.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, amazing stretch, unbelievable stretch, buttery soft material, cool for morning or night. We wear them 24/7. They're performance polos, incredible for golf, to be honest. At this office, it said we don't often wear polos, but when we do, we only wear Rowback. The designs are amazing, fit is perfect, comfort is next level, and of course their joggers are absolutely amazing. All kinds of great stuff. Big Cat still has not taken off the pair he tried on months ago. They're that comfortable. Make sure you get yourself a pair this spring and use code RUN on rowback.com. You'll get 20% off your first purchase. That's RHOBACK.com for 20% off all hoodies, joggers, polos, and more with code RUN. Kick off the spring season right with Rowback.
Is there an argument happening right now?
Sounds like it.
A baseball game, maybe?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of baseball, the Oakland Athletics fans are planning a reverse boycott, which is one of the sillier things I've ever heard. Basically, the fans have decided they will be boycotting the potential relocation of the team by attending games.
Yeah.
The idea is to pack the Coliseum on a random weeknight to show the MLB and the country that the fans aren't the problem.
That'll fucking teach them. Give them a bunch of money.
Yeah, this is
Don't
one of
let
the
'em
dumbest
know.
things I've ever heard.
They're going to run out of hot
And they're doing
dogs.
it for one game. Like, if anything, this is going to prove their point. If you guys can all come to games, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah.
Why are you doing it one night?
Average over 2,000 less fans per game than the second lowest team. Oh.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, last year's attendance was the lowest with an average of 9,973. And now they're in last place with 2,000 less fans. It's got to be 2,000 fewer fans, I think we're supposed to say, per game than the second lowest team. In other Oakland A's news, the visitors' broadcast booth has been taken over by a possum. And the visiting announcers are having to call games from another booth that is directly behind a pole because of all the
They really can't.
because of all the possum shit.
Yeah, the team's
Hey,
going
you
to
know
relocate.
what? It's good that they're moving.
The team's
Yeah.
Shout out Clem for that
I
headline
think it's
of
good that they are
blog.
moving.
Wow.
Yeah, of course.
By the way, I saw in Twitter's new format, one of their insane videos popped up.
I see people die every single
Yeah, and this one today was a construction site where a coyote
Saw it.
went over to a possum, and the possums thought about fighting back and did what possums do. It immediately
itself.
played dead.
Yeah.
And then the coyote peed on it.
Yeah.
He peed on its dead corpse. Pretty
Was it
amazing
dead
video.
or was it fooling?
No, it's just playing dead,
Yeah.
I think. And I'd never really seen that before. I'd never seen a possum play dead. Boy,
Possums scare the shit out of me.
possums are deadly, ugly animals. They would probably do well on Love is Blind.
someone asked-
They always have rabies too, and rabies is the worst way for a human to die.
The worst?
Yes. Really?
I can think of some worse ways.
Nope, rabies is the worst.
Yeah, I heard that. When's the last time you think I saw a raccoon? Someone asked me this the other day. I didn't really have a good answer for him.
I see.
I
Whenever I'm home, I see.
I see him more on Long Island than when
Yeah.
I'm in this city.
I haven't seen one in a while, but I know I have seen them.
Yeah,
And
I've
every
seen
time I
one
see
too.
them, I say, "Oh, raccoon."
Raccoon, yeah. It's one of those animals you point out
point
when you
out.
see it. It's a
Yeah.
point out
You
animal.
point out a raccoon.
Cute little beasts.
What a rat? I think you point out a rat when you see a rat. Depends.
Only when it's on like the subway tracks.
right, rat.
No, I
no,
don't-
I think more when you're walking down like.
No, when you're passing up the
street.
garbage piles, you're expected. Those are expected.
Ew. Icky.
Yeah, that's true. There was a giant brawl at a White Sox game. Cool. No, I guess we'll talk about that. What's this about? Oh, chick.
Oh, chick fight.
Chick fight.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Ow!
Nice.
Probably arguing over who has the best pussy.
Oh, that girl was sticking her tongue out. And then, yeah.
There's a guy in a G-Baby jersey.
You know, the thing about fights like this is that the women, in that they grab each other's hair.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that seems to happen, and then everyone's sort of just stuck together.
Yeah.
No one ever lets go.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
hair.
face punches.
Yeah, a lot of sort of rabbit over the top, kind of rabbity type punches. And that was out at the White Sox game. No surprise there. Those are all the types of women that White Sox Dave likes to take out for a nice martini.
That's who White Sox Dave refers to as the cunt at the bar.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad we covered that. Anthony Bass airline incident. I'm not familiar with this. I'm sorry.
This guy's a Blue Jays pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
He tweeted this out.
This is insane.
It's an all-time delusional tweet.
The flight attendant at United just made my 22-week pregnant wife traveling with a 5-year-old and 2-year-old get on her hands and knees to pick up the popcorn mess by my youngest daughter. Are you kidding me? Ooh, I don't know. This is interesting. This is interesting. So this is a good story. We should have had this higher up in the show.
I texted it to John Rich. I said we should
well
have
done.
This
is the type of
How pregnant are you at 22 weeks? Visible? Are you
Yeah, that's
like 5
month
months-ish?
5, right?
Okay.
You're in the second trimester there.
But then he also tweeted out later. He was like, "Thanks to everyone for your support." United said they're handling this internally with the flight attendant. Nobody supported him. Everybody was like, "You're an asshole. Pick up your own mess."
This isn't something that you tweet, and it was a kid that made the mess. I'd assume that they would like vacuum the plane when it lands.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy to tweet that out. This must be the wife's picture. Obviously, if he's there, he would have picked it up. But our DP tweeted out like, "Why can't the kids pick it up? Like that kid's 5 years old.
Yeah,
you could pick up popcorn."
Yeah, well, look, here's my guess. Looking at these two kids, my guess is that the far child is the 5-year-old and the 2-year-old made the mess.
I would agree.
Good luck asking the 5-year-old to clean up the 2-year-old's mess. You're not raising Obama, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is not a public servant at that age.
Right.
Now, pro MLB pitcher, is he a decent pitcher?
No, he's pretty bad.
Okay, because they're not in first class.
Right, so I don't think he's there. Like, this must just be maybe the wife and the kids are going to fly to see him play in another city, and he's on the team playing with his boys. That's how I read. I just think it's a crazy thing to tweet out.
It's just one of those things you just don't tweet out.
Anytime people complain online about the service industry or something of that nature, it always goes poorly for those people.
Okay, so I don't know. This is an interesting one. I mean, look, I can see that a lot of people probably would side with the pitcher.
Because nobody seems to be siding with him.
Yeah, but well, the thing is,
I didn't know how pregnant 22 weeks was because I can't do that math in my head.
Yeah, I think there would be more people siding with him, but a lot of pregnant women would be. But their fingers are so fat that they can't tweet.
A lot of typos.
Yeah, so they're not able to tweet, so they don't tweet.
And they get dumber.
Yeah,
when they get pregnant.
Yeah. So I would, I think for me, this is a great example of what I like to call pregnant privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah, which actually makes white privilege look like a Costco membership. And nobody's willing to talk about that, but I am. You don't have to cut any of this.
No.
I'll stand by that statement. But I'm not going to stand for a pregnant woman, not on public transportation.
You don't?
No way.
Yeah.
They need to learn. They need to learn about the challenge that awaits.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's clearly what didn't happen here with Anthony Bass, Miss Bass,
well,
Mrs.
Kate,
Bass.
I think he would have had more people on his side if he got it. If there was a
Kate announced that she's pregnant.
If there was a picture of
Oh yeah, here we go. Kate,
If there was a picture of the wife with her pregnant belly on the floor picking up the popcorn, I think you'd have more people.
I just actually wanted to ask if you guys could keep it down. I'm pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah. Classic.
Menopause.
Classic.
No, not at all.
I don't know what menopause is.
Quite the opposite.
It's ridiculously misplaced.
Just want to add a small note. I also think he wasn't on the flight.
Yeah, he was. There's
He made
no
a
way.
fatal error not noting that. 'Cause people now think he just took the photo and sat there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was.
That would make this really funny. It's like there's
Hello.
nobody on here but my pregnant wife to clean this up.
That's a good point, Jeff DeLoe. And I'm curious about this. Do you guys think that the wife was told to pick up the popcorn and then took the photo? Or is she taking a photo saying to her husband saying, look at our cute
That's what I
daughters.
think's happening.
And then later, the flight attendant said, pick up the popcorn. She said, good thing I have the photo evidence to send to my husband or something like that.
But he was not on the flight.
That's not like a cute
A lot of the
photo,
quote
though.
tweets are like, you piece of shit, you didn't help your wife. But I don't think he was on the flight. Not like the
He definitely wasn't.
That would
He
be,
did not help himself.
that would be a funny tweet if you.
Yeah, but anybody.
Do you believe the flight attendant made my wife get on the ground while I sit here?
12 million views, 7,000 quote tweets, 12,000 replies.
I'm telling you, this is
Amazing.
not as cut and dry as you might think. He probably didn't phrase this right. He should have clarified he wasn't on the plane. But to your original point, Nick, I think that we, a lot of the time as flyers, let me ask you this. You've been on the flight, you've gotten your, ginger ale in a plastic cup. The flight ends, you forget, you've stuffed it into the seat back pocket, and you forget to hand it to the guy on the last trash run.
Yeah.
Are you so noble as to take that cup off the plane with you?
Yeah.
Ooh. No.
You're leaving it.
And
No,
why are
you
I
leaving
would
it?
take it with me because there's usually a garbage can you pass.
Well,
on the
then you're
plane.
taking it with you.
Sure.
I'm saying you dispose of it. You don't
Yeah.
leave it for the cleaning crew to take.
No.
Do you?
No. Well, I go to the bathroom so much on a flight that if I still have a cup there, I'll just, on my next bathroom run, I throw it out in the bathroom garbage.
Wait,
Interesting.
how many times would you go to the bathroom on like a 6-hour flight?
Oh, my Lord. Probably like 6. It depends. Like,
When's the last time you've had your prostate checked
Jesus
professionally?
Christ, dude.
we know the answer to this 8 years ago.
Now you're going through menopause. That sounds like you've got the menopause.
But if I'll dehydrate myself. But I always get an aisle, so it's not a
Okay,
big
I was
deal.
just going to ask. Okay.
Yeah.
But the reason, listen, I'm not saying that I leave a mess. I am very careful to dispose of everything before the flight lands. I make sure to get rid of all my trash.
Yeah.
But if you're getting off the plane and, you see a napkin deep on the floor under your seat or something,
No, that you could leave.
you're leaving that,
Yeah,
right?
you leave that.
And Seinfeld has a great bit about movie theaters. When you leave the movie, you leave all your trash. You overcharged us $30 for these popcorn and this candy. We're gonna leave a mess behind. That's the quid pro quo. I would say that movie theaters are a more leave the trash situation than a plane, but planes are up there too.
Yeah, planes just in general, I feel like I think no public place has more debate about etiquette than an airplane. Like there are so many different things that get, it's the people who stand when they land, taking an armrest, rushing to board the flight. There's just so many different, it's just a bunch of strangers crammed together.
Right.
It's truly a beautiful social experiment.
Yeah, that's true.
The gift of flight.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Good takes, guys. That was good. We really unpacked
We
that.
really squeezed the
And it's good that we did because we're going to have to delete a lot of the stuff we said earlier. So now that topic.
Just the stuff you said.
Just the stuff you said.
Oh, no, I'm fine with some of it.
Sure.
But a lot of the stuff you guys said was not
Francis, it's the rundown. What's the worst that could happen? Burn bridges with Tucker Carlson?
good. Yeah. I bet I could get him to like me again.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He invited me to go fishing one time.
In Central Park?
Since the incident?
You got caught fishing in Central Park.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
But not caught, you're just allowed. But yeah, he goes fishing in Central Park.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's peaceful. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah, after show. That's the rundown. Thank you so much. On to the after show. the Fire Department of New York hockey team beat, and I mean beat, the NYPD team at Madison Square Garden under the call of...
Nope. UBS Arena.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
Hey, personally, I was not offended by that at all.
I don't know why I even thought it was MSG. I guess because we're so close. Yeah, you're right.
We were pretty close.
Out in Long Island, right?
Yeah.
On Long Island. I know. On Long
Belmont,
Island.
right in my backyard, about 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah, filled
10
with
minutes.
possums and raccoons. As we learned.
More raccoons than possums.
They beat them, and I'll tell you, it was quite a night. Lots of fights. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Almost kind of worrisome how many fights there were.
Yeah, I don't think they
don't we need you guys to put out fires and stop crime?
Yeah.
Like, please don't hurt each other. Tommy, your thoughts?
Yeah, great
On the
cause,
game.
great game. The Chicklets did a great job putting it together. Jeff D'Lo, Big Cat, everybody that was involved in the production. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Awesome.
I can't
was an
break
awesome
down
game.
the game
Watch the
too
game?
much from an X's and
Yeah,
O's
watch the game.
perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know too much. I know the fire department's won 6 in a row.
Wow.
NYPD, I think, should recruit like guys that are about to retire from the NHL.
I guess so.
Just be like, listen, come to New York City. We'll give you a badge. Do whatever you want, and just win us. Break the
Hockey.
streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about, when 9/11 happened, and we all
2001.
Yeah, that's right, that one.
Okay.
And we all rallied around FDNY and NYPD as our heroes. And I remember the World Series. There was always they were wearing FDNY and NYPD hats. I always wondered which brand sold more hats.
The fire department.
Do you think
The building was on fire.
they were seen as more?
I feel like they got even the iconic picture, right? Is
Yeah,
firefighters putting up
you're right.
the flag.
You're right. It has to be the FDNY.
Now, if the NYPD has a better logo,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think firefighters have the edge in likability over NYPD.
I love them
Their
both.
trope is that they save kittens from trees. Yeah, that's easier to like, I guess.
yeah.
What's the NYPD trope?
Who's to say, man?
Stop and cry.
Stop and cry.
Sure.
Keeping
Good.
us safe.
Excellent. Well, that's the rundown. Thank you for joining us today on this April 17th spring day. Wear your Rowback, drink your high noon, sun sips, touch of sunshine, absolutely delicious, and enjoy the good weather. Thank you, everybody.
I like doing this with you guys.
Yeah, this was fun.